Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We're your hosts on the Bake Show, Shake and Bake. We got El Capitan, JC Kirk in the building. Decent amount to talk about with the new year upon us. Happy New Year and happy holidays to everybody. I hope you had some time with your family or found some, people special in your life you got to spend time with, show some love there. SmackDown's on right now, back to 3 hours, and boy, were they trying to pack the card and make it worthwhile. We'll see. 3 Stages of Hell stipulation will be announced tonight. The last time we had a main roster 3 Stages of Hell match was in 2013, featuring the likes of Ryback. So Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, hopefully better than that. Haven't had it in, 12, 13 years now. 12 and change. So it's going to be good to see that. Stipulations will be announced tonight on SmackDown. Damian Priest and Aleister Black. They're going to wrap up that feud and talk about how we feel about that. Women's United States Championship is on the line. Giulia versus Chelsea Green. What's going to be next for that? We'll give our thoughts. Kabuki Warriors. They got a lot of teams on their tail right now. 3 other ones to be in fact. Yeah, and they're all going to be in a match tonight on SmackDown. We'll talk about the women's tag team division. Carmelo Hayes is one of the faces looking to lead the brand forward in the new year. One of the young faces. We'll talk about what's coming up. New year, new era with some new faces. We'll talk about the future of WWE, but with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams being a free agent, maybe that's going to line up nicely. I don't know. We'll get into it. On Monday night, one of those other faces of the future learned exactly what it's like to go face to face on the mic with the best in the world. Bron Breakker went face to face with CM Punk, and let's just say he was shaking with excitement, and we'll talk about that and so much more. Get your opinions in chat. Make sure to check out StadiumRant.com for articles on your favorite team, players, and leagues. Follow Stadium Rant and the boys on social media. Hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend to get in here so we can talk about wrestling with them. Listen, I like JC. JC likes me, but we'd be both lying to you if it wasn't a better show when chat's involved. No pressure on you guys. We could talk all day, but it's fun to hear your opinions, and some of them are unhinged, and I enjoy them sometimes. But JC, Happy New Year, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Yeah, it is a happy new year. It was good. It's a good little time away. I know our show's just a day late, but it's good. Got to spend time with family. Dad had his final chemo treatment today, so that was a big plus. And yeah, appreciate all the support y'all given us. But yeah, it's been a good start to the new year so far. How you doing, man?
Oh man, I gotta be honest. I feel like there's this sense of optimism heading into 2026,
Mm-mm.
and maybe it's just personal. Things are starting to get a little bit better, starting to get towards the right track, and I kind of feel similarly with the WWE.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we had some dark time, and I don't even want to say dark times. I'd say slower times with some of the booking in the middle of the year minutia. Let's be honest about it. After WrestleMania, you get backlash, and then there's a little lull there. Then you have the excitement of, oh, it's SummerSlam, and then you really have to wait till Survivor Series again to really get that juice flowing. That's a decent couple of months, and now we're waiting for Rumble season, and it seems like some new faces are starting to step up towards the front all over this card. But faces that are still towards the front, and we'll talk about SmackDown tonight right now. Drew McIntyre is set to announce the 3 stipulations for 3 Stages of Hell. For those of you that are newer fans, don't really know what that is. It's 3 matches you got to get through. Is it best of 3? Is that what it is?
That's the three, yeah.
Yeah, so it's best of 3 different stipulations for the match. You could do like a submission match, a hardcore match, in a steel cage, for example, things like that. So Drew McIntyre is going to lay out what he thinks is going to be best for him. He's picking the stipulation. And let's be honest, he walked Cody right into it. He knew exactly what he was doing the whole time, playing this master manipulator. Is Drew serving like the Joker to the Batman right now? Because that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like he's making Cody Rhodes make non-Cody Rhodes decisions because Cody feels like he's this immense threat. And whether that is because Roman's still staring darts into Cody Rhodes' back any chance he gets, that's still the predominant evil. But he's getting caught up in this like Joker kind of side quest, and it's tearing him down mentally. What do you think about like this whole thing?
I'm glad you used that analogy, especially me being a DC fan. It's kind of like I don't know if you've watched or read it, but the Killing Joke version of it. Oh, that's what it kind of feels like. It
One
just
bad day.
yeah, it's Drew is pushing Cody's buttons. I think Cody doesn't understand where he's going at this point, but or the way he's going to go off a cliff. If you're going to go off a cliff, you're going to turn heel. That's the way I'm hoping for, honestly. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's majority of the WWE universe, since his first title reign was kind of stale. This one is okay. It's kind of stale too. Nothing against him. It's with booking and everything, so that's what happens. But I agree. A lot of stuff he's been doing has not been very face-like. It's been a lot, point and heel-like majority of the time. Just like recently going over to Drew's house and doing that stuff. It's three
Never seen a
stages.
babyface do that.
Yeah, no, you won't ever see a babyface do that. So this 3 stages hell match is probably I wouldn't say the nail in the coffin, but maybe this is where that story arc begins, where you start to see it creep in his head that, man, I am Homelander, Cody. It's just gonna come out, and like I said, it could be the start of it. I hope it's the start of it, but I guess we'll see. It's like I said, it's not very face like. It is very heel like, and Drew is playing puppeteer, pulling the strings.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to watch this whole thing play out. I just wonder if it actually will be the breaking point for Cody, or if they are going to do like that Killing Joke thing where he does end up overcoming anyway. I could definitely see them doing that too, just because things we've talked about seemingly ad nauseum, right? Cody is your super baby face right now. John Cena is officially retired, still involved with the company to a capacity of some sort. But if you're looking at a baby face in WWE right now, still Cody Rhodes. All the kids love Cody. They're buying the belts. They're buying the sweatshirts, T-shirts, whatever. I have a pair of Cody Rhodes shorts. Whatever. But, like, I don't know. What I could see happening is it leads him to this point, and then maybe something happens. Randy does get involved trying to help Cody. Cody takes it the wrong way. And instead of Randy turning on Cody, it's vice versa, which I think would be more interesting, because at this point in his career, does Randy Orton need to be a heel? No. Would we love it? Yes, of course. He's one of the greatest heels in WWE history.
They can almost, they can almost recycle. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. They could have almost recycled how they did with Kevin Owens. Just felt like something. You keep taking it the wrong way, like, no, it's misunderstanding, and then it just snaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know if they'll pull the trigger on that because of the super face thing.
Yeah.
But Randy, I mean, he could be a baby face the rest of his career and just soak it up in the sun, and nobody would say a damn word. He's one of the greatest of all time. But
for sure,
I don't know. It's getting to a point where it does feel like something does need to change big time with Cody. And I just don't know if they'll pull that heel trigger, but we'll see. Moving right down along the line to another feud that's going on in the men's division. And the question really is, hit or miss, JC. How do you feel about Damian Priest versus Aleister Black? Does this feud hit or does it miss?
I mean, honestly, I think it misses. It's been missing for weeks anyway. I just feel like you're doing the same thing over and over. You can rinse and repeat all you want, but the dishes are clean. You can stop. They're clean. You don't need to keep doing it over and over again. I like Aleister Black. I like Damian Priest, but I don't know. Do something else with them. Force them into a tag team just to hate each other and do something. I don't know. Have them go towards the mid card again. But I like them both as singles competitors. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like you're forcing them into a marriage that does not need to happen with, the consistent, I'll win this week, you win that week. I'll win this week, you win that week. And it looks like Rhea might, get involved too eventually. I don't know. We'll see if that tag team will happen with the mixed tag team. I'm sure that'll outcome any week now. You know, the run out stuff with Priest and Black, but I don't know. It's definitely a miss for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'd like to disagree. I will say that I don't think either. Maybe I'm being nice. Neither of them come off necessarily bad, to be honest, but I don't know that that's a good thing. I think it's just filler television.
Yeah.
I think this match will be good. The fact that we're getting an ambulance match, and it's only happening because it's the first 3-hour Raw, or SmackDown, excuse me, and they need to get that time. But it won't be a bad match. I'm sure Rhea will get involved because Zelina's on the outside, and there's no disqualification. They did the tag match and things like that. But
it just feels like it's the Rusev stuff, like all over again. Rusev and Sheamus. Just feels like it's the SmackDown version of that.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. It is similar. I think I like both of these guys more than I like Rusev.
Oh,
so I think, you know what I mean? So I think that helps. But with the Rhea Ripley thing, I don't actually now think that she'll get involved at all because she has the 8-women tag match.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's with Iyo,
next week,
Charlotte, and Alexa. Yeah. I don't know if there's a next week. This might. I hope.
If you're the squad, I think that should be done.
Yeah, I think it's it. I think this is done. But like, the question is, you have a feud like this. You set them off one-on-one. It doesn't work. Now, whoever wins obviously gets that little momentum, right, and everything like that. But okay, Damian Priest, you can convince me 100% he could go towards the U.S. title if he wins,
For sure.
because he's done it before. But I don't know. Do you think this did enough for Aleister Black for you to believe he's in mid-card championship contention? Because Damian Priest, and I'll even devil's advocate myself here, Damian Priest is a former world champion, former United States champion. He's a decorated individual in his own right, but do you think that does enough?
For Black, no, I don't think so. I think he still has some more to prove. Unfortunately, it sucks to say, but you know, since you've been back, I feel like the booking has just been really weird for him. Maybe it's just out of place, or maybe it's just SmackDown. I don't know. But with Priest, I could still, even with his booking, I still feel like he could have been in the world title picture. Unfortunately, there's just too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, so that's how it worked. You know, you took the fall back, so unfortunately, looks like you're going to be stuck to a mid card. Black, unfortunately, I just feel like isn't quite there yet. And he's a great talent. You know, he has a great character. I just wish they use him more, or you know, put him in some other matches. Maybe you can put him up against Shinsuke a little bit and see how that goes, and then you know, move on there. Maybe even feud with LA Knight a little bit. You know, or that trajectory of, you know, you're a little up, so they can bring you back down, but you're not further down. You're just straight in the mid card. Maybe you can do it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, if Damian Priest loses and they threw him after, you know, give him time to recover because of a brutal match, whatever, and give him some time. If he showed up and was in some tournament or was in a number one contenders match for the U.S. title, I wouldn't bat an eye.
No.
But on the flip side, Aleister Black, if he loses, well, what the hell?
Yeah, where's he going to go from here?
Yeah, so that kind of leads me to believe that Aleister Black may win this match, given the fact that Rhea is not going to be involved, and Zelina will. So I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know. Maybe you find a tag partner for Priest. I don't know.
But, maybe with new additions coming, maybe, I don't know, maybe Trick Williams does come up sooner rather than later, and pair him with Black, see how that feud goes, give him something to do. I don't even know. Maybe it's in a weird spot for Black if he loses. This would be a momentum killer for Black, I believe, if he loses.
Yeah, I'm heavily leaning towards a win for Aleister Black. Yeah. And it feels necessary at this point. Going to that women's match I was talking about, it keeps continuing to develop. And do you feel like now, given the fact that we are getting all these women, all 8 of them in a match together, are we finally to the point where we're going to get that fatal 4-way? I mean, come on.
I think you have to at this point. You're already throwing everyone in. You might as well just make it happen. I think they're waiting for that anyway. Maybe for the PLE that's coming up, maybe for Royal Rumble. That'd be a good spot for it if you don't want them in the match, which would be really weird, especially with all the talent you have in the Fatal 4. You would expect at least 80% of them in the Royal Rumble, or
True.
maybe that's the way you have them lose. If you have your top stars, you have them in the Fatal 4-way. They get hurt, they go to the Rumble, into the Rumble, you see them all bruised and battered, claw into the Rumble and then get eliminated. That'd be a nice little way to, like, well, they didn't win because of this. They're already hurt. They already had a match, something like that. I don't know. It's coming. It's, the way the story is falling into place perfectly. Now, who do you have winning this 8-team match?
I would lean towards Lash Legend, Nia, and the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay.
And the reason being, when the Kabuki Warriors were on Raw on Monday, they I thought they were going to come out on top, but they ended up, Rhea and Asuka ended up running them out of the ring, standing up to the attack. So that kind of makes me change my mind on that. I think they're going to flip-flop a little bit here. I think the Kabuki Warriors win just to keep things going. That being said, there is a match, right? Kabuki Warriors versus Rio for the women's tag team championships on the first Raw of the new year. So this coming Monday. So I think there's going to be some type of interference. Maybe you get some involvement from Nia Jax, Lash Legend in that match on Monday, which causes Charlotte and Alexa to also come out. And then bing, bang, boom, you got yourself a fatal 4-way at Saturday night's main event at the end of January.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah, that'd be a good spot, especially if you want to intensify that Monday Night Raw being, the 1-year anniversary of being on Netflix. Why not get that set up for that? That would be a good spot. I could... Follow-up question, I guess, for Saturday Night Main Event. Who would you have win that Fatal 4? I know it's early for predictions, but with momentum right now, which is just in the air on everyone, who you taking?
Lash Legend and Nia Jax. No thought. No thought.
The powerhouse.
I just think they're trying to do something with Lash Legend. I really do. And Mitch, didn't really watch much of Hiroshi Tanahashi. Congratulations to him on his career, man. But appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I mean, that's my immediate giveaway thought is Lash Legend and Nia Jax. You brought Lash up for a reason. She was a beast in War Games. I think it's time to put a title on her. And I think it may be too soon for a mid-card title. I think this would be a nice slide in.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, I mean, what are your thoughts? You're not getting out of that one.
Nah, I didn't think so either. Unfortunately, I was leaning towards the same. They're just such a power duo, and it seems like they've been connecting really good with the limited time we see him have on there. Lash Legend was amazing at War Games. She looked like she's been a company and been on the main roster for years. That being said, with Nia, I think it's a good pair up. I was pretty impressed with Nia during War Games as well. Usually we shout it out. I don't like to say botch, but she's usually the botch queen inside the War Games match. It's crazy. You could probably count them on all 10 fingers and all 10 toes how many times it happens. But she did look good. She looked healthier. She slimmed down a little bit. She looked good. I think story-wise, this would be a good spot because it'd be such a, I don't want to say curveball, but it kind of would be, especially with Rio versus the Kabuki Warriors. It feels like they've been clashing a lot. I think this would be a good spot for, just like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but kind of see that coming, kind of feel. And now they're on TV now, and they just look awesome. Dang.
See?
Dude, Nia's even lost more weight. She's looking good.
Someone posted a picture of her, and, like, not to be rude, but like I swear to God, it was AI because you're right. She has been
She
losing
is.
weight
She's
and
looking
everything
really
like that.
healthy. Yeah. I'm
But
a.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
oh
gonna
my God.
take it to them. I'm gonna go Lash and Naya.
I like that. Nah, man, we don't talk too much New Japan. I don't really watch that. I don't watch too much outside of WWE and TNA. But continue with some SmackDown stuff. We got Carmelo Hayes is your new United States champion. Trick Williams, a free agent, kind of leads the question. Will Trick Williams kind of insert himself into the picture? There's already history there. Not saying he necessarily wins it now, but he's been back and forth with all this in what Pierce. His name was
Here's here.
running away from my mind there, but Adam Pierce. And I don't know. I think it'd be nice little introduction to the main roster. I think it would also be a nice builder for Carmelo Hayes. I wouldn't expect him to lose the title to Trick, but I think it's a nice first feud and even intro for Trick.
I agree. I think that'd be perfect, especially with their history in NXT, where they spend so much time together as friends and foes in NXT. So that'd be such a great opponent for Trick to come up and face Carmelo, and then Carmelo vice versa. Someone and you're already comfortable with, have a potential title defense against him. And with this transition, it looks like I probably missed it, but with Melo pretty much being the face or coming to the light of being a face, it's I don't know. It's kind of like a flip script now. When he left NXT, Melo was the heel and Trick was the face, and now it's kind of like vice versa. So I feel like it'd be a good pairing.
Yeah, I think it works well. I don't know if that's something they want to save just because it was such a special rivalry. I wouldn't
Yeah.
wouldn't be too surprised if that's what they wanted to do and just kind of wait on that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with it. But either way, you could convince me of pretty much anything of going on with Carmelo Hayes, and I'd be pretty much okay with it. Throw him in there with Tommaso Ciampa. That would
Yeah.
be an awesome. Oh, thanks, Mitch. That you can give JC his flowers on that one. He did a good job with
Hey,
the
thank
background.
you.
But yeah, keep plugging right along here. That's it for that good old SmackDown Rundown. Don't forget the like and subscribe button. Hit it if you're new here. Share it with a friend if you've already been here. Back to these new faces, JC. Okay, we're talking about guys like we already talked about Carmelo Hayes. We're talking about guys like Braun Breaker. Gunther, not a new face, but definitely a face that's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. He came out and answered the true John Cena fan. John Cena is his childhood hero, and he had to answer to R-Truth's challenge on Monday. And he did what a good heel does. He put that man down, put him to sleep, and R-Truth paid for it. And he just continues to roll along, be this big bad bully on the main roster. Eventually, somebody's going to stand up to him. That's a legitimate threat. Do you think AJ's next?
I mean, if you're going to pull off the Grim Reaper where, Gunther's going door to door, knocking out, retiring these people, yeah, I think AJ could be the one that's next. But then we also look at CM Punk. He's been getting in Gunther's face a little bit as well. Maybe he's, the next stop on his way to AJ. Just how Cody is the ultimate babyface right now, Gunther is the total opposite. He is the ultimate heel right now, which is perfect for where he's at. I don't really necessarily know who's going to be next, but he is taking Goldberg's slogan right away because everyone's going to be next who gets in his way.
Yeah, definitely taking people out left, right, and center. And I think AJ would be a nice, legitimate build because he can beat up these small time guys, the Otises, the Tozawas, all he wants. But we're gonna need to see somebody legit go down. And AJ Styles could be that guy to help progress Gunther along in this heel progression he's been taking. He's had the heat since the beginning. And you mentioned CM Punk. I don't know if he's going to have the belt long enough. Maybe he drops it on Monday. I would even be here for a non-title Gunther Punk feud. Because
I agree.
If you want to make me believe in somebody's ability to be a champion, take someone who was just a world champion and have a meaningful feud that people remember without a title. I think
Agreed.
that's the best damn way to do it. CM Punk had to do it after his injury for a long time. He paid his dues, was back and forth for a long time with that title, went back and forth with Seth Rollins, obviously the cash in, all that good stuff. But it was really his feud with Drew McIntyre that got him into that main world title picture again. And I think that could be something that he could help Gunther do. Because it's a decent run for Punk at this point. And I think if he drops it now to Breaker, he can have him, take that spotlight off for a little while. Because to my core, I still believe Seth Rollins versus CM Punk is the plan.
I do too, yeah.
And I think with Braun Breaker potentially winning the title, you could then postpone that whole Seth getting back at the Vision thing. Or you could do that right away and then do Punk immediately after. Unless you have Seth get the title back from Breaker, and that's how you get – I don't know how soon. I have heard Seth probably won't be back until Mania. So that's
Mania. But even if you – I keep hearing that, but then what if he's the one that wins, comes back Royal Rumble? If he wins Royal Rumble, there's a we'll say Breaker beats Punk, gets the title. Seth wins Rumble. Later pay-per-view, maybe before Elimination Chamber, maybe right at Elimination Chamber, Punk versus Breaker. How poetic would be if Seth came and stomped Breaker, end up helping Punk, end up picking Punk for WrestleMania.
Yep. There it is. Book it. Better than anything I would have come up with. That's great. That's what I really want to see. I think that's a very legitimate possibility of happening. And you go to the promo on Monday. Braun Breaker, I think, learned a thing or two. CM Punk cooked that man, and Braun Breaker kind of got choked up on his words, and you saw his hand shaking. There was some more he wanted to say, but he couldn't get it to come out, so he just kind of cut the promo before he said something dumb or flubbed or whatever, which I think is a smart move.
Very smart.
Yeah, it's just quit while you're behind, before it's a clip on the internet. But I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. He absolutely annihilated CM Punk when CM Punk wasn't there. It's a whole different ballgame to step up with somebody in your face. And that's what I said Maxine did so well. Not that I'm trying to say Maxine is Braun Breaker's level. I'm not. But my point is, Maxine stood there with Becky Lynch in her face and delivered a promo how she wanted to. And Braun Breaker, he struggled a little bit. That being said, I think his next attempt will be much better. He's not one to struggle long. If he makes a mistake the next week, that mistake is not made. He is a quick learner. He is a genuine bona fide star for this future of this company. And I mean, I want that to happen so bad. What would be better to add to this other storyline, right? You talk about Seth being the one to stomp Breaker. What would be better for a young star to think he's on top of the world and then just have it all come crashing down? Because not only does Seth get his revenge, but Braun learns there's repercussions to his actions, where at this point he now thinks he's untouchable. So that's a whole other psychological can of worms you're going to get out of Braun Breaker. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And the writing team to a degree thinks about that type of stuff. You've seen them work psychological angles, especially with big stars. You saw it with the Gunther. You saw them turn Jey Uso's botch into a phenomenal story piece. It's just stuff like that. And they're going to continue to build on that. Braun Breaker's the future. So if you're cementing a pick, do you think Breaker beats Punk on Monday?
I think it'd be a good time to do it. With the whole promo, with Punk coming out, and you can see on Breaker, he looked physically shook after, which, he is amazing in-ring performer. He's okay at the mic. I know you have the Oracle behind you helping you along, but when you go up to CM Punk, you go up to people like him and like John Cena, it doesn't matter. you're going down. They're gonna outdo you on the mic every single time. The best thing you could do is hold your ground and just try not to stumble. And granted to Breaker, he did the best he could. We just all saw it. He was physically shook, and even after the promo, you could see on his face what it looks like it was straight doubt. If that was an acting thing, great freaking job, because you got everyone fooled. If not, if it was just physically, oh crap, then yeah, that's the moment you got. You better check your pants because there's something in it right now. Um, I think it'd be a good spot for Punk. Like I said, if this is how the story's going to play out, in my mind at least, because I'm just weird that way. If it goes on this way, it'd be perfect spot for Punk to lose the belt, and then more with the Gunther thing, more with the Breaker being on top, and then you also have um, Austin Theory in the background. What's going to happen with him? Is he going to be enlightened, enchanted, or is he going to be a little jealous zealot and come after you next too? Is the king of tsunami himself? Is he going to look and applaud you, or is he going to want to have a Shula follow and a champion follow, wherever you want to call it at this point? It's just so many angles, and it's very captivating because I want to see Breaker as champion. I know you do too. He is such a beast. We can agree that he could be put in the Hall of Fame today, and I'd be okay with it. Just for his performance alone, I'm okay with it. He's an amazing, amazing talent. Um, Whether you give him the title or you don't give him the title, I think he's going to the freaking moon anyway. He's going to be, what do I want to say? Not Hulk Hogan-esque. Well, kinda. You wanna be the.
I can see him like a Batista.
There you go. Yeah, like a Batista mix. I would say mix with your uncle, mix with Scott Steiner, obviously. So that'd probably be the best way to explain it. Your your Steinerism inside of a Batista. I could see that. Yeah, I would like to see. I would like to see him go home with the title, and then where Punk's psyche, where's he going to be after that? Where you talk all this stuff, you usually back up what you say, but this man shuts you up. The Vision shuts you up, and that's another thing too. Is the Vision going to get involved?
You feel like they have to, with all that's going on, and I think it's just going to continue to develop that jealousy and everything with the Vision. And CM Punk certainly dropped the mic on him on Monday, and that's pretty much it on that. But to like fintail off of it with the division get involved with the title match? Absolutely. Paul Heyman's too smart to have them not get involved. How many times was the Bloodline involved in Roman's matches? Gonna see more of that. Plenty to come. Also, what up, Trey? He's a big Braun Breaker believer for Monday. I think a lot of us here in the Ringside crew are feeling that same energy. But we also mentioned another future pillar of WWE. The new one of the new faces of the new era is going to be Austin Theory. How long is he going to be able to sit back with Braun Breaker, being this dominant leader of the Vision? He already pledged his allegiance on Monday. He's like, I got your back no matter what, man. But I don't know. I just feel like he's not here exclusively to be the bodyguard for Braun Breaker.
I had a little light bulb. What if that stomp is a sign? You're not here for the Vision. You're here to destroy the Vision. What if you're here for Seth? Using Seth's move as the stomp. What if you're here to infiltrate the Vision? What if you're Seth's little protege?
Well, that would be really interesting. Because did Alex or someone bring this up? I feel like I talked about this because I think that's really interesting. I really do. My whole thought was months ago when Seth was like, oh, I'm going to go get on the private jet and try to secure plan B. I was like, yep, plan B. It's Austin Theory. They're going to add him into the Vision, blah, 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 all this. And what if you're right? What if Austin Theory is a Seth Rollins plant? What if Paul Heyman's sitting there rubbing his hands like, oh, Seth thought he was helping himself out, but now look at this new shiny toy I have. I love this kid. He's the future, blah, 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 all that. Meanwhile, Austin knows what he's doing. He's playing the good soldier, which answers the question I had. How long is he going to play along with this? Because he seemed a little too buddy-buddy to me.
Yeah.
For him to be that vicious and that angry and then come back and be like, I got you, bro. Is suspect as hell.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Vision should have eyes in the back of their head right now. And I think that's an excellent, excellent point that Seth Rollins is still behind this. He is the Vision. He is the architect. You can't put it past him. We thought he was out for 6 months and then he shows up and cashes in on CM Punk. Are you kidding me? You can't put anything past this guy right now. I think that's a phenomenal point, something we'll have to keep an eye on as we go forward. But, yeah, I mean, what else? Did you have anything else for the new year? Like, what are you really looking forward to? There had to be some names I left out on there. Chat, feel free to hop in as well. What new faces do you look to take the new year forward?
I mean, Stephanie Fakara keep going her path. She seems unstoppable right now, which is great. I think that's going to roll right through WrestleMania, and I don't see her reign ending until maybe the Raw after Mania, maybe a little bit longer. But I think the way she's going, I'd say all these new upcomers, they're pretty bright right now, man. WWE's in a good spot to move forward. You see John Cena retire, and even though he hasn't really been in it for a while, it's kind of like, man, where do we go from here still after you see the greatest of all time retire? But you look around the ring, or the locker room, I should say, sorry, and then, the faces that came up on Saturday Night Main Event during Cena's final retirement, and all the matches look great. All the stars look great. What about Sol Ruca? Maybe her coming up. I see a light bulb in your head.
Wow, that's an interesting development. Jordynne Grace is on SmackDown.
Oh, shoot.
Well, that's an interesting one. It seems like she should be coming up to the main roster soon. That's another one you have to look out for.
Yeah.
I'm a big Jordynne Grace fan.
Same.
Wow. But yeah, new faces for the new year. Joe Hendry, obviously. Trick Williams.
Yeah.
I love Joe Hendry. I get it. The gimmick is fun. Do you think that fizzles out on the main roster? Like, do you legitimate? I've had this thought so many times. Do you legitimately see him as a face of the company world champion?
I think after a gimmick change, I honestly believe, yes, more serious. Okay. I think what's going to happen is me turn people over again. Maybe he'll go heel and then come back as a face, and it's just more serious. Because I do love the gimmick. It's nice, but it's fun. It's not champion fun. It's just fun. Maybe mid-card fun. NXT, TNA champion fun. That's fine. No offense to them, but for world title, WWE title, it's not the kind where you put on someone when they're just fun. You need give me a gimmick change and I'll say he's champion.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would need something like that. It's just too fun. It's too cute, but it's not New Day captivating.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like that. And I think it's very, very different. I think him running around with the U.S. title, doing the say his name would be really fun. But again, I think he's one of those guys that's more, in his current gimmick, is more fun to watch chase a title than hold a title.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people felt that way about Drew McIntyre as a face.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree with that. There was nothing, absolutely nothing in the pandemic era that was quite like Drew McIntyre chasing Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton as the babyface. That was
so good.
Arguably some of the best part of the pandemic era. Obviously, you had the bloodline stuff, and that took the cake most of the time. But, I mean, if it wasn't Roman, you were watching for Drew, in my opinion. But yeah, there's just so much potential going on all over the place, and you can't sleep on what's going on. Trey Austin Theory's new theme song is fire. I do agree with
Mhm.
you on that. But there's just so many amazing things to do, and Joe Hendry probably does need to find somewhere else. I think he's given the fact that he got where he is out of nothing and his own creativity. It's to my knowledge, it's not like someone was like, "Hey, do this; it would be awesome." I think he came up with this stuff and
Yeah.
got himself to this level on his own. So I do believe in Joe Hendry in the long term, but if he wants to stick with this, or if WWE wants to force him to stay like this, I'd have some concerns. But I do generally think the future is bright for WWE. You mentioned Stephanie Vaquer. There's also Roxanne Perez. I will
Mhm.
not stop beating the drum for Raquel Rodriguez. I think she has this whole big mommy cool character down to a T. She's
Like
getting
your
fed
mom.
up with the Judgment Day, and the next year or so, she's going to be a world champion.
Oh yeah.
I see her as like an all-time reign or an all-time, title reigns as far as numbers go. No, but I think she's a legitimate competitor. She's a legitimate star. She can make this company money. And I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of matchups she could main event pay-per-views with. That's another name. Try to think of some Giulia. I want to see more out of Giulia in
I see nothing from
2026.
Giulia, unfortunately. Now I think with Raquel, I don't see her as like a transitional champion. But like you said, I don't see her winning like multiple world titles and carrying the company on her back kind of thing. But I do see her, being somewhat of the female face of the locker room and title. Julia, I just don't know about to put her on a milk carton if we don't see her soon because it's the same thing with her, man. I want to see more. She has such potential. She's so great in NXT. Or not NXT. Maybe it was NXT. I don't remember
She
where I
was.
watched her. Yeah,
She was in NXT, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, NXT. But I just maybe it's just a little stale right now where to put her. I don't know. Especially that title run she had was very mediocre. No, I wasn't saying I'm not judging her. It's not her fault. It's booking. It is what it is. Lack of booking, I should say. Um, we just want to see more. Yeah, come play. I don't want to say come play. That sounded really weird. I'm gonna change that. I didn't mean it like that. Didn't mean it like that, chat. Please
Boss.
don't hurt me, chat. I didn't say it, chat.
Yeah, listen, a lot to look forward to in the new year. I was completely wrong about the women's tag match. Rio, Charlotte, and Alexa did pick up the win there, but that's going to do it for us tonight. I will be live again Monday night reacting to Monday Night Raw, Bake Show style. Make sure you hit the subscribe button over on YouTube. Make sure you're logged in to follow us with that. Watch the show with me, chat along. We have a good time with our watch parties, if I do say so myself. Live again next Thursday evening, back at our regular day and time, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the Ringside Rant podcast. Make sure to follow us on X so you're locked in there. Like, retweet this video, share it with a friend. Check out StadiumRant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Follow Stadium Rant and all the boys on social media. And if you're not down with it, we got 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.